Sedimentary rocks. When igneous rocks are exposed on the surface of the earth, they are broken down by weathering and carried away by forces of gradation, like rivers, glaciers, and ocean waves. They are then deposited as sediments. Any exposed rock, due to the various agents of erosion, may weather and disintegrate. The sediments are deposited over long periods in seas, lakes, streams, etc. Subsequent layers are added, and due to their own weight from above, the sediments get cemented together to form sedimentary rocks. They are secondary rocks because they are formed by the solidification of sediments of original igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic parent rocks. Let us discuss the characteristics of sedimentary rocks. They are formed from materials derived from other rocks, including plant and animal remains. These rocks thus contain fossils. Sedimentary rocks may be formed through different processes and are also classified on the basis of their formation. The process that turns loose sediments into rock is called lithification or diagenesis. Sedimentary rocks are most widespread on the surface of the earth and constitute about 75% of the surface area of the globe. Sedimentary rocks are generally not crystalline. They are soft as compared to igneous rocks and layered as they are formed by deposition of sediments. The different types of sediments are consolidated and compacted by different types of cementing elements like calcium, silica, etc. Sedimentary rocks make extensive landforms and not massive rock forms like batholiths and laccoliths. Lithification means turning the loose sediments into hard rock, lith. Transported sediments are deposited layer upon layer. This builds up pressure and temperature. Three processes are involved in turning the loose material into hard rocks: evaporation, compaction, and cementation. In case of evaporation, water from loose materials is evaporated, as in the case of rock salt. The accumulation of rock salt mainly takes place through evaporation before being compacted and cemented. In the process of compaction, sediments after piling up are gradually squeezed by the weight of overlayering layers and hardness of underlying layers. Sand is compacted in this way to form sandstone. Cementation is the bonding of compacted sediments by natural materials such as calcium compounds, silica and iron, all of which have the properties of bonding on the loose elements. On the basis of formation, rocks are classified into mechanically formed rocks, chemically formed rocks, and organically formed rocks. Mechanically formed rocks contain fragments from breaking up other rocks. These sediments are also called clastic sediments. The breaking up of older rocks takes place through denudation by agents like running water, moving glaciers, and wind. Mechanically formed rocks include shale, sandstone, clay, conglomerates, and loess. In this process, the sediments are gradually squeezed by the weight of overlying sediments. The lower layers harden to form rocks. For example, sand becomes sandstone. Chemically formed rocks are formed by the direct precipitation of mineral matter from solution. The accumulation takes place in lakes and lagoons. They are compacted through evaporation. For example, gypsum and rock salt. Organically formed rocks contain remains of dead plants and animals. Limestone or calcareous rock is formed by skeletons, shells, and animal remains. It contains large proportions of lime. Formation into rocks proceeds in stages: peat, lignite, and coal. The product of the first phase is peat. It is used as fuel. Lignite is more decomposed rock of organic matter and is also used as fuel. In recent years, several new products have been obtained from these rocks, including wax and resins. In coal, the percentage of carbon is very high. Two types of coal, bituminous and anthracite, are sources of fuel for power generation. The rocks like peat, lignite, bituminous and anthracite are termed as carbonaceous rocks. Other types of organically formed rocks are siliceous rocks, formed due to dominance of silica contents. Chalk is a form of carbonate rock. It is formed due to precipitation of carbonate materials. On the basis of agents of formation, sedimentary rocks are further classified into riverine rocks, lacustrine rocks, glacial rocks, aeolian rocks, and marine rocks. Riverine rocks are formed by the alluvial deposits brought by the flowing water of streams, while lacustrine rocks are found on the bed of a lake corresponding to successive periods of deposition. Glacier rocks are formed by the glacial deposits in the form of debris or tills. The glaciers erode the surface and the sides of a valley and transport the eroded material further. When the glacier melts due to heat, the debris brought by it is left behind in the form of moraines, which form glacial rocks. Examples are boulders, gravel, etc. Aeolian rocks are formed with sand particles brought by winds. The deposition of sand particles, one over the other, makes them hard and form sedimentary aeolian rocks. Such rocks are found in deserts. Marine rocks are formed at the ocean floor and are of two types: calcareous sedimentary marine rocks and carbonaceous sedimentary rocks. Calcareous rocks are formed by the deposition of shells and skeletons of sea organisms like corals, clams, and oysters, etc. They live on the ocean floor and extract calcium carbonate from ocean water. Examples of such rocks are chalk and limestone. Carbonaceous sedimentary rocks are formed by the sea plants and animals which are buried for a very long period. These long preserved remains are known as fossils. They are converted into the form of coal, lignite and peat due to the pressure of overlying rocks on them. Even though the classification of sedimentary rocks can be done in many ways, their basic characteristics remain the same.